Hi, sweet friend. My name is Volta Voloshin Smith, and I'm the artist behind Color Snack. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am really excited to share with you my 7 Days of Summer series. For the last piece, we're going to put a few items together. So we're going to do a fruit and floral arrangement. There's going to be some leaves and also even some lettering. Very simple lettering, by the way. I'm gonna start this one with a hibiscus flower that's gonna go around over here, and then I'm gonna have a large watermelon slice behind it. So let's see, I'm gonna do my flower in orange since the watermelon slice is gonna be red and kind of pink. I want it to stand out. And for the hibiscus flower, I'm just kind of roughly adding like wavy petals. So I know there's typically 5 and they have like wavy edges, and it's okay if like one is a little bit larger or smaller than the other ones. And I'm just using like a yellowish orange color and then filling that in. I'm gonna leave this center part blank so that I can add a little the stem part of the flower like in the center, but I'm gonna let this dry for now. In the meantime, I'm gonna work on my watermelon slice. So let's see, I'm gonna use a magenta, maybe a touch of opera pink, and roughly watermelon slice is going to be kind of like a half oval shape. So I'm just gonna start with the flat part here and then pretend like I'm doing a half oval that is going the shape, so it's going to be behind the flower. Let's see, I'm gonna next fill in, grab more color, paint the whole shape. And I'm just leaving like a tiny bit of a white space in between these shapes so that they don't bleed into each other. All right, so I got, but I do want to have a little bit of a lighter area. So let's see, I'm going to clean off my brush and I'm going to lift off just a touch right here at the top. And maybe drop in more magenta here at the bottom. So anytime you have like a nice contrast between a lighter and a darker area, just creates a nice, makes the shape look more appealing to the eye. And it's fun to see. All right, so now I'm gonna do the watermelon rind. So I'm gonna grab kind of like a darker green. And I'm again leaving a blank space in between. And I'm basically following the outline of this half oval shape. And actually, because my brush is pretty small, I'm using a number 6 size. I can kind of press down and use that brush as like the width of the watermelon rind. All right, so our little tropical summer arrangement is coming together. I'm gonna grab kind of like a yellowish green from my palette. You could always add a touch of yellow to your green to kind of make it a little warmer. I'm gonna add, so I'm not applying a lot of pressure, just gonna do kind of like quick curved line here. And then I'm gonna press down, lift off, press down on my brush and then lift off. And then I'm gonna do one here at the top. So I'm adding kind of like, I'm not really sure if this is a real tree, but just, you know, giving the impression of a palm tree or some palm branch. And this is also a great little exercise to practice pressing down on your brush and then lifting off. So adding that in here. I'm just gonna add a touch more paint on this side. So again, I want to make sure, you know, my shapes have some lighter and darker areas just because it makes it more interesting to look at. And then here at the bottom, see, I'm gonna grab some green again and mix it in with just a little bit of orange, and that will give me like a kind of like a dull green. So I just want to make sure my greens are pretty distinct from each other. And I'm gonna press down here. Gonna do 2 leaves. So these are kind of going to resemble banana leaves. Not super precise, but you know, just being super playful here, keeping it stress-free. Let's see, I'm gonna probably let this dry for now before I add the little hash marks. And another thing you could do here too, so after you're, you know, if you're sketching something like a composition with several items like a fruit and florals, and you notice that, oh, it's like missing something, there's like a little bit too much of a white space around it, you can always go in and maybe like with a pink or a blue, like add a few little squiggly circles which totally can look like little flowers. So here I'm adding them. I'm going to do some with a bluish purple, but it just kind of like makes helps you fill up the space a little bit. So that way, you know, we have our kind of centerpiece, which is the flower and the watermelon, but then we have our little supporting actors, which are these tiny little flowers. And even, you know, you can make them look like little dots as well. So that looks adorable too, you know, or little marks, little petals, just whatever you feel like adding to it, but it just makes it a little bit more fun and more balanced, because you know, and this would look great like if you write hello or something, summer for example here, that will look nice, kind of like a little card for someone. And then for the hibiscus flower, I'm just gonna add a little stem that kind of comes from the center, and maybe add a few little marks to like indicate the folds of the petals. Again, this is super like playful, you know, it doesn't have to be realistic. And I'm adding a few hash marks to give the impression of these banana leaves. And of course you can also add little seeds to the watermelon rind, but I would recommend that you let it dry. Mine is still wet, so I think I'm just gonna leave it at this. And you can really like maybe add, you know, if you want to add lettering or a phrase or even more florals around it, you can absolutely do that. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I will continue to create fun and approachable watercolor tutorials. See you in the next one.